Welcome to a very special edition of the All Sports Matters podcast here on this fine Sunday. Y'all know why we here. Y'all know what we do, and we're gonna do what we do regardless of who's in, who's out. Hey, there's only two teams left, right? With that being said, there's only two of us at the moment. Our brothers Jim and Flex should be joining us shortly. Life won't stop lifing. I'm bringing the chef on board. Good afternoon, chef. What's going on?
Good afternoon. You know what time it is. We getting ready for
Yes.
this Super Bowl to get going. Wish Baltimore was in.
what, what are you doing for the Super Bowl?
Oh man, I'm about to make some magic happen with these smoked honey chipotle wings that I'm about to get on to and make something special. Make a nice jalapeno ranch to go on the side, and 5 cheese mac and some nice down home Alabama potato salad to pair up well with it. Just a little something.
With that being said, that is our show as we go eat. And thank you for joining us. Hey, that sounds amazing. We're just a little bit more old fashioned over here. By old fashioned, we mean we let other people do the cooking, and we just give up the credit card. It's kind of like my wedding. Just tell me where to stand and where to swipe. I'm not responsible for everything else in the middle. Just want to throw it out there. I I don't know what's going on. I just know where to stand, and again, what I got to pay for.
What I got to pay for. There you
But
go,
that's
right
the
there.
same thing for Super Bowl, right? People are always going to be in different houses. They always control what they bring over. Some people, make honey chipotle wings. Some people just bring over napkins. It is what it is. Some people just know their place. When it comes to right, when it comes to the cooking, where it comes to the sharing.
The sharing.
Right,
Exactly.
it's the thing. I'm trying to pull up the comments to make sure I don't miss anybody again. Hey, Tito said he's bringing the sliders. Appreciate that.
You know what's crazy? My partner that I do events with, he's doing sliders as well. He's doing Kobe beef sliders with a bacon maple jam on it and smoked Gouda.
Smoked Gouda. Oh my God. Again, that is your show for today. That is the tidbit from the chef. We are leaving because we're hungry. Either way, we didn't spend 13 hours on the flight to get to where they got to go. No, we're not going to go Swifty, and this will be the only time we mention Taylor Swift on this show. She is in Vegas, and she's there to root for the Chiefs. Chef, talk to me. Does the Chiefs have a chance, and what do they have to do to win today's game?
Well, I mean, they always got a chance. If you got Patrick Mahomes and you got Travis Kelce, I mean, your chances are pretty high that you can win a Super Bowl. But they're going to have to play a complete game today. The wide receivers are going to have to play some good wide receiver type roles and catch the ball when Patrick Mahomes blesses them with a pass here and there. Pacheco's going to be Pacheco. He's going to run the ball. But that defense is going to have to stand up probably harder than they've had to stand up in a long time and try to make sure that they stop that multifaceted offense that the 49ers have and hope they better hope they can stop the run today because Christian McCaffrey, I think, is going to lose his mind today, along with Debo. Debo's going to get his share of the cake as well. So it's going to be an interesting game, but if they don't do that, it can get out of hand real fast.
So let's try to break down the Super Bowl. Okay, let's start. Obviously, we'll start right at the quarterback position. Brock Purdy, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, anybody will pick Patrick Mahomes. Talk to me what Brock Purdy has to do to be successful today.
He needs to play the smartest game of his life today, honestly. Don't do anything out of the ordinary. Every now and then you may take a deep shot, but if they want you to be a game manager, manage that game, big fella. If you manage that game and you stick to the game plan, you're going to be heading into a new contract real soon, and you're gonna change the narrative as many people have him listed as only a game manager and he can't be the one in the big games. Well, quarterbacks are all supposed to be game managers, so he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. And I hope he doesn't listen to the outside talk. And I hope he just stays the course and plays a good game today and just manage the game.
Well, with you being a Ravens fan, obviously I got to bring up this analogy where Lamar Jackson tried to silence the doubters at the absolute worst time.
Worst. No.
So Brock Purdy cannot get in his own head.
No.
Today is not the day to be like, I am going to throw I'm going to try to throw 4 touchdowns. I'm going to try to throw for 350 yards. I'm going to try to rush for another one in instead of letting the skill workers do what they do, correct?
Right, exactly. Look, in the words of the almighty Joe Dirt, don't try to church it up, son. Just stick to the playbook. Stick to the doggone playbook. Don't church it up.
Hey, sometimes you just got to do what brought you to the ball game, right?
Do what brought you to the show.
This is Super Bowl 58?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. 58, yes.
So for 57 years, usually the team that's hot, one of the teams that's hot, right? The other one is usually dominant, getting in. On the flip side is always the team that got hot at the best time. That's what almost brought Green Bay to the dance. Almost. Obviously, a little bit of what's it called? Experience. They lacked experience. That's why they weren't there. So what I would like to says I can't see it. What, you can't see the video? Don't say I'm confused. Let me see if I can tag him. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure the viewers get what they want, which is this show right now. We're trying to break down the Super Bowl for you, position by position, rung by rung, as we like to say. Experience, right? We will talk about experience. The Chiefs, they are the defending Super Bowl champions, right?
Yes, sir.
With that being said, is experience enough for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and experience alone enough to pull this game out?
No, I mean, experience helps, but it's not the only thing that matters right now. You're going to have experience as well as a good performance. Practice leading up to this game and how it translates to this game will be very key. Sure, Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, Pacheco, and Rice even, they're going to really be focused in the way they're supposed to. But this is where we find out what Valdez-Scantling we're going to see when it's on the big stage like today. Which one are we going to get? Are we going to get the one that showed up at the end of the Baltimore game, or are we going to get the one that showed up in the Buffalo game that dropped the pass that could have won the game?
So with that being said, and I'm coming right back to you, the Chiefs limped into the playoffs.
Yes, they did.
They limped into the playoffs.
Right.
And then they made the playoffs and flip switched on for some reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they became, what's going on, David? Welcome to the show. They became the Chiefs that won the championship last year and 2 years before that, right? So
right.
Patrick Mahomes. All right, let's break it down. Let's keep it. We're trying to break it down position by position. Not for the sake of time, but for the sake, this is the biggest game of the year.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes is at the beginning of a Kansas City dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
This is
it is
5th straight AFC championship game.
Yep. He's never not played in an AFC championship game.
Because he started, correct.
Since he started.
That's insane in itself, because even Tom Brady missed out on championship games at the beginning. Yeah. Stats-wise, he's already passed Brady again at the beginning. Right.
Yeah.
Brady got hot from 30 to 40.
Yeah, Mahomes, he burnt up around that time.
Mahomes not even 30 yet.
Jesus Christ.
Let's speak about legacy. How many more titles or how many more Super Bowls or how many more AFC championships do we have to discuss to put Mahomes in the GOAT talk?
I don't think we have to discuss. I don't think we need any more, honestly. If Patrick Mahomes goes out here today, and I'm just throwing it out there, if he was to win this Super Bowl, it's going to be hard to not put him in the conversation of GOAT status because the way he's performed his first 5 years as a starter is unheard of. We haven't seen a guy come in like this and perform like this. And he's not declining. He's if anything, he's hitting his point where he's starting to get his stride going in the right direction. So I mean, you have to throw it out there. I know people are going to say, you're being, you're going too far and it's too quick. But I'm like, it's hard not to.
It's definitely hard not to. Obviously, we were not downgrading 7 Super Bowls. Tom Brady is by far the GOAT. Now, for years, they were saying number-wise, nobody can touch him. But they also said skill-wise, right. Aaron Rodgers for a while was in a conversation for being a GOAT skillfully, right. The most complete quarterback. Mm-hmm. Now that's gone. That discussion, nobody's bringing up Aaron Rodgers no more. Maybe it's more drama following Rodgers than skill, but now it's just a two-headed monster. No, we're just Mahomes and Brady, and that's it.
That's it for right now.
We're not talking about Montana, who went 4-0. We're not talking about Bradshaw went 4-0. We're not talking about. It's just Mahomes and Brady.
And I mean, Joe Montana is always going to be legendary. And like you said, Bradshaw is always going to be legendary. But it's just different. It's different with those two. Those two are on a different trajectory than anybody we've ever seen. So, Brady was Brady. Like you said, once he hit that 30 to 34 range, he was just a monster. And he just took off. Mahomes came out the gate like that.
I'm getting word from social media that they can't see the video, which is weird to me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm tagging some people. There's different links to the video. I think I have it on my page. You can go on my page and pick it up. We should be fine. Some people are how can I put? Some people are commenting, but it's not showing up here. So, hey, it's Sunday, right? It's Sunday. We are live. This is the All Sports Matters podcast. Thank you for joining with us. Hey, I want to know what you guys are doing for the Super Bowl. Put it in the comments so we can share it with the world. What are you guys showing? And who are you rooting for? Got to make sure my English is proper because my fellow panel makes fun of me all the time. So I got to make sure that our English is proper. Who are you rooting for? Who's your MVP? I want to know who you guys are voting for or who you see as your MVP. To me, and I mentioned it this morning on the Vibe 95 radio show, the All Sports Matters radio show, this morning on www.vibe95station.com or Parlay Period app. So for some reason, I'm getting you can't see, we can't see. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm tagging people. They're saying maybe edit private. I don't know. I'm confused. Let's go with public. You know what I think it is?
What's that?
I shared Jimmy's, and if they're not friends with Jimmy,
they can't.
They may not be able to see it. So I'm hoping I just changed the privacy to public. Maybe that'll help get everybody going.
And I went we both went on our page on the All Sports Matters page and shared it with everyone. So, it's kind of weird. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. My producer is not in the building right now. He is still partying Mardi Gras this weekend. So I can't make any excuses for him. Hey, I can only tell you the truth. And Mardi Gras seems to be the party this weekend, right? I've never been to actual Mardi Gras. You been to actual Mardi Gras?
I've been to the one in Alabama, not the one in New Orleans. All I know is if Jim walks in here and he got a neck full of beads, he got some explaining to do. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's all I'm gonna leave it right there.
Let me see if I can edit privacy. I'm trying to do it on mine too. This is crazy. I don't really know what to say to people. I apologize for those that can't view it. I don't have a legit answer to what's going on.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm not. But what I don't get, some people are watching because I can see the comments on Facebook. I can't see it
Yeah.
here, but I can see it on the different links of Facebook. Again, we apologize for the inconvenience, but as they say in Hollywood and everywhere else, the show must go on. Uh, Big Rob Chef talked to me. I lost track of focus here. This morning, as I was saying, sorry, I chose McCaffrey as the MVP. I think he's going to get like 120 something yards, 2 touchdowns, uh, and 49ers will go over, and we'll get to that here in a second. Who goes over? But we want to discuss who do you have as an MVP? Our producer is getting in the building, and we're having issues on social media with our fans not being able to see the video. I need the producer who came in late. He's covering up the beads, by the way. That's why he threw it. He just happened to throw
That's
that.
what I was gonna say. If you got any beads on, I need some explanation, sir. I'm gonna need to know what you've been up to, sir.
I ain't got no beads on,
Okay,
but it's all about the 4-9. Let's go.
I'm
Nah, I don't know what's happening. Let me check.
Well, you about 4-9 minutes late, sir.
Call it what you want.
So I'm gonna need you to figure out what's going on social media. And while the chef talks to me about who's his MVP to date.
So I'm gonna give you 2 because I'm gonna go on the line. I'm gonna say 49ers win. I'm going with McCaffrey. I think he's gonna have a huge day today. I think he'll look amazing, but I think it's gonna be between him, of course, and Brock Purdy. For some reason, I just got a feeling Brock Purdy is gonna manage the game, and he's gonna have a decently reasonable passing day with very limited turnovers, if any. But if they do not win, and Kansas City does win, it's going to be Mahomes. It's going to be because Mahomes did it, and Travis Kelce is going to produce like nobody's business. Pacheco's going to be okay. He's going to be good, but for the Chiefs to win, it's going to be Mahomes to lose.
JB, welcome back. Have we seen the Chiefs? They be way better than San Francisco. That was okay. I know it's a commoner question. We'll get to that here in a minute. JB, welcome. Welcome. I know we did a radio show this morning, and then you went either back to bed or back to Bourbon Street. Either or, it was a B. You went somewhere. Either way,
I was working.
Who is your MVP today?
Today, I'm gonna say CMC. I think what the 49ers will do today, they will take a page out of Baltimore's book and not get away from the run.
Right.
And they, because the Chiefs are the second worst rush defense in the league, the fourth worst, something like that. So why would you not run it? So I feel like you'll get a heavy dose of CMC, a heavy dose of Debo. You'll get some Elijah in there. So I think CMC will get the MVP today.
Pause there. Chef, right back to you. Why didn't Baltimore run the damn ball?
Again, did we not talk about this earlier? They tried to church up the playbook. Why are you churching it up, son?
Dude, got you to the game.
4 rushing attempts. 4.
I'm like, what are we? Why are we even doing this? We know what their weakness is.
Right. Do what both you to the bands, baby.
And take advantage of
it. They was tripping on that. They was tripping.
It was disgusting. It was disgusting to watch. So I blame the offensive coordinator.
Who is gone now, right? Didn't he leave?
No. The offensive coordinator stayed. It's the defensive coordinator that left. So McDonald.
They didn't want the offensive coordinator after running it 4 times.
I'm like, come on, son.
Rob.
You right there. What is that? Blackberry?
It's that Blackberry.
I'd rather get a Blackberry
phone. I don't
phone.
understand why they did that. I don't understand what the.
I'd rather get a
but I'm about to tell you in a second.
Phone than see that one.
Yeah, I don't need that in my life.
That's a yes.
Now,
yes. That's
no.
Yes.
We are moving on. We are moving on from the bottle of Crown and we're going to stay on the field of play. Obviously, if we break down the skill position players, there's a check mark for every on each side for 49ers except quarterback and coaching. Okay, there's a check mark on each one of them.
I don't know why.
What do you mean you don't know why?
Kyle Shanahan's offense has not scored a point.
Shanahan's offense has not scored a point in the fourth quarter in the previous 2 Super Bowls. Just want to throw that out there.
You're right. No, you're right.
They're like 149-0 or something like that.
Andy Reid is just a savant when it comes to offense.
So I just want to throw that out there. So again, coaching, Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and coaching. That's about it, right? That's about it. Then we look at the defensive line. We discussed it this morning briefly on the All Sports Matter radio show. Like I said, why are we not talking about the Chiefs' defense though? Why is the Chiefs' defense not getting the credit they deserve after shutting down potent offenses in Buffalo, Baltimore, and Miami? Obviously, Miami probably shut themselves down, but either way.
And Baltimore shut themselves down too.
Offenses on the road at that. Remember that. On the road. This is something this year, and I'm trying not to get on the Mahomes bandwagon, even though I've been there for years now, but this has been the best we've seen him going into the Super Bowl. They navigated their way, but I want to focus just on the defense and defense alone. Why are the Chiefs not getting the credit that they deserve on defense?
The Chiefs secondary and linebackers need to be getting some respect. Their run defense is terrible. They're somewhere between 4th and 2nd worst in the league.
That's
now the cornerbacks.
That's in the regular season. We're talking about playoff defense Chiefs.
They didn't do anything against the Ravens. The Ravens shut themselves down. Let's put that out there. Against the Dolphins, I mean, it was ice, and the Dolphins are definitely tropical. So we all kind of figured that was going to go that way. And Patrick Mahomes seems to have ownership papers on the Buffalo Bills. So we can't really say that, the defense really stepped up, although they did, but they still have their rush defense is still not up to snuff. Now their cornerbacks did what they were supposed to do, and they stopped the top receivers from doing what they do. But that rush defense it leaves a lot to be desired.
We have breaking news at the moment. Taylor Swift has left LA to head to Vegas. Just now. Chef, talk to us about the defense in Kansas City and tell me why they're being disrespected.
I mean, it's hard to say. I wouldn't say they're being disrespected. It's just that when you compare the two defenses, even though the stats that the Chiefs defense have produced this offseason have been stellar, there have been many a games during the regular season where they weren't the best. Whereas you look at the 49ers defense, they've been playing lights out all year long. And they've had, missteps every now and then where they just couldn't get it done. And but overall, they played extremely well. And then the other factor is, I mean, you're playing defense, and the player on the offensive side is looked at as one of the greatest to ever touch a football. So it's kind of like the focus stays over on the offensive side. So I think that, I mean, they're a really good defense. I'm not going to take anything from them, but if you're going to compare, I mean, the two defenses are different.
Right. Obviously, in comparison, all the names are on the San Fran side, right? We're talking about that defensive line, starting with Joey Bosa, and then ending up with Fred
Warner
and Greenlaw. Greenlaw linebackers.
Yeah.
Chase Young on the other side is getting a lot of flack lately for
taking plays off,
taking time off
yeah,
while being in play.
Taking some time to himself.
Hey, JB, that's your team. I need you to explain to me what is going on with Chase Young, and is he out of San Fran after the season?
Well, he is a free agent, so I do think that he's probably gonna end up going somewhere else. Chase Young, and he's been accused of taking plays off and kind of freestyling while he was in Washington. He got to San Francisco and he was locked in initially, and then he got to a point to where, it's so many that they have so many DNs that they rotate in and out. He doesn't want to come out the game, so instead of him saying I'm tired, give me a break real quick, he tries to stay in there, and he's taking plays off because he's tired. So I don't know what they're gonna do about it, but I know they better have something in place for today at 5:30 Central Standard Time. I know that.
Chef, we got a viewer that said that the Chiefs defense did a swift job on that Ravens offense. Just want to throw that out there. Obviously, we're still throwing those jabs over to those purple power eaters.
We deserve it.
People, whatever these we call.
Take it out.
We deserve it. We deserve it. We did what we should not have done. Again, church it up. Stop churching it up, son.
Now, tell me something that will stand out in this game that people that they won't see coming. In other words, special teams. Maybe Harrison Butker go for 6 field goals and the game ends 18-15. It's been done. Just want to throw that out there. Remember, 49ers lost to the Giants in the NFC Championship game back in 92, and the game ended 15-13.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
It was yesterday.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Because Roger Craig fumbled. You remember, right? You remember?
Why you bringing up old stuff?
You remember?
It's because your Giants. It was your Giants. You got to be bringing up old stuff. We ain't talking about the Giants. See how selfish he is, Chef?
I'm trying to add a little bit of history to the present time frame. Reason that brings me to our next point. Why don't the 49ers get as much slack as the Cowboys? Seeing as the last Super Bowl championship win was the year before the Dallas Cowboys championship win.
I will answer that question, sir. And I will tell you it's because the 49ers fan base is not as annoying as the Cowboys fan base. Anybody got time for that? Cowboys always in your face. It's our year. It's our year. We got 5 Super Bowls. All right, cool. Your last one was in 95, sir. Go sit down.
I remember that. You remember that field goal blunder? Yes, the Buffalo Bills again. Same kicker just missed out a couple weeks ago as well. I think they brought him out of retirement to kick the game-winning field goal. Thank you a lot, Scott Norwood. Hey, we'll take our chances like we can take them. What I'm saying is, it's been 29 years since the last Super Bowl win for you San Fran 49ers.
I'll take it.
With that being said,
we perennials though. We there.
With that being said, just like you said, is this your game? Is this your year? Is it going to happen today?
This is the best chance yet that we have to win the Super Bowl right here. This team that's going to be on the field today is the best shot yet at winning the Super Bowl.
I just want to let the public know I am not hating on any franchise. I am not a hater, Mr. John Carter. We get comments from everywhere. We appreciate you chiming in, tuning in with us on this fine Sunday. We are about 2 hours and 18 minutes away from kickoff, give or take how long Chris Stapleton and all those take for the national anthem and America the Beautiful. You know what? Since we here, let's break it down. First quarter, who scores first? Does 49ers play from behind? And if they do they have a chance of coming back? Chef.
So who scores first? I'm going to go with, I got a feeling that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the coin toss, and they're going to drive down and score first.
All right, people, put in your bets.
Both
The coin flip is going to Kansas City. That's
both
a bet
coaches.
right there. I'll throw that out. That's a bet right there.
Historically, both coaches like to defer, though. So if Kansas City wins, Andy Reid might defer.
He may defer, but
same way.
I just got a feeling they're going to take
somebody might take what Green Bay did this postseason and won the toss, elected to receive, scored on the first drive, dominated the first quarter.
Yeah.
Against who? The 49ers.
But and where they sitting at? On the couch. So go for what you know.
They could be sitting on a love seat. They could be sitting on a beach chair.
They might be sitting on a love seat.
On a bike, right? Always got to be a couch.
A couple of them sitting on a couch in Cabo, but you know they there.
Why you got to bring up Cabo?
I'm going to Cabo here in a few months. I'm looking forward to it. First time out there, by the way.
You might still see some Baltimore Ravens out there. Lamar Jackson is on his way out there right now.
I just need you to know that.
Well, we know Zay Flowers will not be in Cabo as he's fighting his own legal battles. Want to throw that out there. We're not making stuff up as we go. We're not haters.
Is it against the bench? Is it against the bench? Is the bench suing him for hitting him unlawfully? Because he didn't need to punch the bench like that.
The amount of childishness coming out of you right now, sir.
I'm just saying. Jim, I'm coming to you. The 17ers, previously, as I said, for the 49ers, can they come back from 17 down against these Kansas City Chiefs?
I don't think they will get down by 17 against these Chiefs.
That's not the question.
Okay, all right. I will answer your question, and I will tell you yes. Yes, I think. I don't think they'll play from behind like that. I don't believe that they will, but I think that they can, and they will come back if necessary.
They do. They definitely have the skill position players to do so. So yeah, I'm not, discounting anything on either side. John Carter say he's out. I say peace. Hopefully you enjoy your Super Bowl viewing today.
That's my cousin right there.
No, and it's fine. I can see why he's a little on the salty side. Hopefully his chips and dip is not as salty today, because I wish him well in his future endeavors.
Oh, he's not salty. That's just how he is. He a lot like Derek with the Cowboys.
Derek Quincy, we're Q at. We're Quincy Blunt at. That man gets mad about everything.
Cowboy fans ain't coming.
Hey,
John Marshall just popped in.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? Falcons ain't going nowhere.
Wow.
Go
to the CFL. That's where you need to go. Or the UFL.
Not that hard, is it?
Go to the UFL.
All right, the time has come. We joked around. We discussed it. We discussed possible MVPs. We discussed possibly 49ers coming back down potentially. We discussed players taking plays off. We discussed the greatness that is Patrick Mahomes. Now, it is prediction time. Who sings with Usher at halftime? Huh? See what I did there?
There's already been word that Alicia Keys is in the building. Justin Bieber is in the building.
Oh, man, that's who I was going to say.
So, yeah, Justin Bieber and Alicia Keys, they're both in the building. So, they're definitely going to be there. They're definitely singing. Lil Jon going to be there. Ludacris may or may not make an appearance. So, just be prepared.
I would not be surprised if Jermaine Dupri made an appearance.
Jermaine Dupri. Whoa, that is a name from. I didn't know he was allowed out of Atlanta.
Yeah. So he rolls when he wanted, but that's his guy, because him and Usher started out together.
So
right.
Rumor has it that this will be the longest halftime show, and I think the longest before was 17 minutes. It's probably gonna be a little bit longer than that. 17 and a half, I guess, breaks the record. I don't know, but Usher said this is and will be the longest Super Bowl halftime that we have seen.
About 3 minutes.
Did you say 3 minutes?
Yes. That's what he said. He said, about 3 minutes.
I didn't see that part. So, okay. So we're looking at a 20-minute Super Bowl. Now, we know that halftime is 30 minutes long, so obviously the players only get 30 minutes. So what are we looking forward to anything better than what we got from Rihanna last year? You know, it wasn't a bad show, but it wasn't what we were expecting.
I wasn't mad at the Rihanna show, honestly.
I don't remember the Rihanna show.
It was okay. It
Well,
wasn't
the year
crazy.
before that, where they had 50 Cent hanging up upside down.
And he did look like a bag of snacks hanging from the.
He almost had an aneurysm. All that blood rushed through his head.
I just.
And that was
what are we expecting?
That was the Super Bowl halftime that started the game's beef with Eminem that didn't last but 2 seconds.
I don't understand. Game was just trying to get his name back out there. I don't nobody want beef with you. Go sit down.
Everybody was just mad that Rihanna couldn't be Rihanna-ish.
Yeah.
She's with child people. She was with child. Give her a break.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah. Okay, I remember it now.
He was with child or with children.
Well, nobody knew that, you know, she was pregnant to begin with. And then all of a sudden she pops up and opens up her jacket and is like, damn, you 12 months pregnant. So either way, she did her thing. We're past the Super Bowl. Let's talk about which team is better off coming from. How can I put this? Which team is a better second half team? There we go. We're trying to break down the game.
Oh.
Talk to me who is a better second half team and what does teams need to do to adjust to obviously win the game.
I mean, it's well documented. Patrick Mahomes in the second half is a whole different monster when it comes to playing that second half. So, I mean, naturally you're gonna say Patrick Mahomes, but
in these playoffs though, In these playoffs though,
the Chiefs have not been a second half team.
He's not been the greatest, but I mean, we're talking about Pat Mahomes.
We are, but they scored 17 in the first half against the Ravens and then didn't score again.
You were talking about the best defense though in the league at the time. So I mean,
all right, but and just last week the 49ers came back from down 17 in the second half. Well, in a half a quarter.
Was that the first one or the second one, or was that an anomaly? Because y'all haven't been the greatest second half team.
That was the second one because they did the same thing in Green Bay. Came back.
Oh yeah, that Green Bay game was amazing. Yeah, y'all did the thing, but honestly, y'all got some momentum going.
Hold on, can we be honest and say that the Lions lost and the Niners didn't beat them?
I'm going to say that the coach gave that game away more than anything.
Exactly. I'm not discounting for those that are watching at home, on the road, at a hell in Vegas. I'm not discounting what the 49ers did. This morning on the radio show, I've said that this, without using the term team of destiny, the 49ers has kind of been destined to make their mark today, seeing as they've been behind the entire playoffs, came back to win, have not given up, and pulled those games out. Now, we can say the Detroit Lions, yes, gave the game to 49ers. We can say that the Green Bay Packers inexperienced. And Jordan Love throwing the one interception across his body on first down gave the game away. We got that. Sometimes, as I say in poker, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. With that being said, I had predicted the 49ers to win today. I did. And I'm not – we'll get to the predictions here in a second to close out the show. But second half, the 49ers have done what they had to do to win the game. Down by 17, down by 3 possessions against Detroit, against Green Bay. And they come back to win every time, regardless of what happened on the other side of the ball. We get it. Now, yeah, it's prediction time. We pretty much said we came down, we discussed beginning, middle, now we got to discuss the end. I'm going to leave you for last, JB, since this is you have an emotional investment in this game. Chef, talk to me about who wins this game and how does it end?
Look, Patrick Mahomes is that guy, but again, I think this is the year for San Fran. If they don't pull a Joe Dirt and go out here and do something stupid, they have everything in place to lift the Lombardi Trophy. Excuse me. So let CMC be CMC. Run Debo the way you need to. If you need to, sometimes you're going to need to take a long bomb and throw it out there to Ayuk or Kittle, and I mean use check also. Take advantage of it. If they do what they can do with that team, it should be a no-brainer. I think the Niners will win, and I think it's going to be close because I mean I can't go against Pat Mahomes like that. 21-17. That's what I'm going with. It'll be one for the ages, and I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last.
I think Jim gave an almost exact same prediction this morning on the radio show. He might have changed his mind, drinking that blackberry.
Hey, so the blackberry is amazing.
I'm gonna give my prediction. I'm gonna leave it up to you, JB, before we move on to our next segment. This morning, and thinking about it all week, I predicted a 31-21 game. I haven't flip-flopped to say who's going to get 31. I haven't flip-flopped to say who's going to get 21. Yeah, I think the Chiefs only scored 21. And what I'm afraid of is what we discussed is their second half. They have not been able, for some reason, to sustain their offense. The defense has gotten better as the game has gone on, but for some reason, and I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I'm sitting here. I'm not gonna pull up punches. I'm rooting for the Chiefs, but I think there's so many weapons on that 49ers offense, man, and crazy enough, I think like a Jennings touchdown might win it, and then a field goal might seal it at the end. You know. It's crazy. It got so many weapons. And it's not a knock on the Chiefs. I just think the Chiefs' offense are not potent enough to keep scoring, to go toe-to-toe with that offense. The only thing for me that will help the Chiefs win this game, if they do come out hot, they come out 14-0, 17-3, something along those lines, and then, yes, I think the Chiefs will hold on and pull it out. But they don't. They go touchdown for touchdown. The Chiefs don't have touchdown for touchdown. They don't have it in them. So I got a 31-21 49ers.
And before you jump in there, I saw in the comments they were asking the Chiefs are only going to score 21. The most points the Chiefs have scored in this playoff run, 27. So this is not the Chiefs of old. And they're playing a strong, very good, strong defense. 17-21, somewhere in that range, I think will be their maximum range because the wide receivers they have right now are not at that level that the Chiefs usually are. So,
but you chose San Francisco to win, though, right?
Oh yeah, I'm still not changing. I'm just
you chose San Francisco to get 21. He thought you said that the Chiefs was getting 21.
No, he was answering Amir's because Amir said the Chiefs were going to lose 31-21. So that's why I was saying the 21. That's a fair assessment because they haven't scored over 27 points since this playoff run at all. So,
and that was Miami, and that's really not what we're not really judging. It's more bad Miami than good Kansas City, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You know. So I am praising the Chiefs defense. Before we get to Jim and his final prediction for this game, I am praising the Chiefs defense, who I believe has to keep it close for the Chiefs to have a chance. Right. And I don't believe this team has a touchdown for touchdown type of team right now. And that's where I'm basing it off. I'm doing it. So yeah. Jim.
So, in saying this, I'm gonna give you a couple of stats. Well, not stats, but a couple of things that I noticed over the course of the year. Number one, when Brandon Ayuk scores a touchdown, the 49ers are undefeated. So if he scores a touchdown, you can kind of put it in the bank. Number two, 49ers score over 17 points, minus the Rams game when nobody played, they win the game. My prediction is The San Francisco 49ers win, but I think it's going to be close as well. I think it's going to be 34-31. That's what I told you this morning on the radio, and I'm sticking with that because I think it's still Patrick Mahomes. You can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, but I do believe that the 49ers will run the ball and Christian McCaffrey will get at least 2 touchdowns.
I can respect that.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
We just discussed like an hour, all this analysis, and you gave a 15-second prediction?
Yeah, what you want me to say, man?
No, I was expecting you to be like, you know what, at least the chef brought up Juszczyk. At least he brought up something different.
Yeah, I mean, you got Juszczyk that's gonna be out there balling out. You got Jauan Jennings that's gonna be doing stuff. That's the guys that you got to watch for. That's gonna be the X factors because they gonna be keying on Christian McCaffrey. They're gonna be trying to stop Deebo Samuel from doing his jet sweep. They're gonna be trying to key on Brandon Ayuk. I don't know how you do that because that boy got dog everywhere in him. And they go try to take Kittle out the game, which I don't think their linebackers are skilled enough to do it, but they are skilled. Let me not say that because their linebackers are skilled, but I don't think they'll be able to take Kittle out the game the same way I don't believe that Kelsey is gonna be completely taken out of this game. Now he does have a couple of monsters that's gonna be looking after him and Pacheco and Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. So they I don't think they're gonna be as effective, but they're not gonna be completely taken out of this game. And nobody should be under the assumption that they will, unless they go down on the first play of the game when they get injured. They won't be taken out of this game and they go put up numbers. But I think those. You got Mecole Hardman, you got Kyle Juszczyk, and you got Jauan Jennings. That's going to be the key X factors for these games. It's not going to be one of the superstars that's going to be an X factor. It's going to be those guys that's going to try to make things happen. So you got to keep an eye out for that.
So I want the public to know. Again, thank you for joining us. We're not going anywhere just yet, but I want comments. I want which I don't want criticism. I want what the public sees the ending of this game. 49ers or Chiefs, what's your score? And I don't want anybody like crapping on the other person. You know, you're entitled to your opinion, unless you're a Cowboys fan. Either way, I just don't want, I don't want to be criticized here. Really, really quickly, this is a kind of a lineage game, right? Ed McCaffrey and Mike Shanahan was on the field at the same time for the Denver Broncos, the 49ers way back when.
Yep.
Now we got the kids here, right? Playing.
Don't forget who the quarterback and the running back was. Yeah, Anthony Lynn, who was the running back, who is now the running back coach in San Francisco. And then you had who's the quarterback?
Greasy.
Yep, Brian Greasy, and he's the quarterback coach in San Francisco. So it's all full circle.
This is a full circle game. So, like I said, all the stars have lined up. And no, I don't mean Taylor Swift. Got to pause for dramatic effect. All the stars have lined up for the 49ers to finally win a World Series. Holy crap. A Super Bowl. This week, exhibition baseball starts. Just want to throw that out there. Spring training. Baseball is back, but
it's all sports, baby. All sports matter.
This is not the platform for that today. All the stars have aligned for after 29 years. Can the San Francisco 49ers finally pull off and get the monkeys off their back, as they say? I don't know why that term has always been used. I never really understood that one. But can they do it? Will they do it? Is this the year? Before we break off and let you guys enjoy your Super Bowl, we'll have a few more moments. This was also award week for the NFL, and a two-time MVP was named, Lamar Jackson. Wasn't unanimous though. Unanimous. Because one of the votes, first place vote, at that went to the Buffalo Bill himself, Josh Allen. JB, break down how did it go on the awards? The top 5 was, you said on the radio this morning, wasn't it? Lamar, Dakota Rain, CMC.
Yep, it was. Yeah, it was
Allen, right.
Yep. Yeah, Lamar, Dakota for some reason, CMC, Brock Purdy, then Josh Allen, who got a first place vote for some kind of way. We still trying to figure out how that happened. It had to be somebody from Canada that did that.
It was the same dude who voted that to make sure it wasn't unanimous. Probably, I wouldn't doubt it.
And that's ridiculous. Now, whether or not you agree with Lamar Jackson winning the MVP, because there's a lot of people out there who don't agree with it. Because if you look solely at the numbers, yeah, okay, he doesn't he shouldn't have got it because he was far below a whole lot of people on the list. Was he the MVP of his team, and did he make that team? Did he propel that team to make it to where they did? It's debatable. He led the offense, but the defense ultimately led the team. So
the games he won, many of those games. Yeah, the defense played lights out all year, but a lot of those games, he was the best player on the field, and it wasn't even close. And he stood up in those big games where you need to stand up in. Like the San Francisco game, and
that's the game that won him the MVP.
That's the game where he showed he was the best player.
He showed in this Sunday and Facebook and YouTube. Sorry, but he showed his entire ass.
Yes, he did. And he looked amazing. But yeah, it just boggles my mind how you could not be objective when you're looking at the sport, and you can't objectively vote for awards like that, because you could tell that was personal.
Right.
Whoever that one person is, that was personal. There's no way you could look at the games that he's played this year and not overwhelmingly say he was the best.
I'm looking through all the feeds. Obviously, we have different feeds. We're going to try to work on that in future settings, future video feeds, future podcasts, as we say. So I'm looking through all the comments. Yes, all sports. Today is not the day for the South Carolina Gamecocks, Keith Davis, but I don't see them being beat. Maybe surprise in the Final Four. Maybe I don't see those girls getting beat this year.
They're a problem. They're an entire problem, entire issue.
But join us next Friday, as we would discuss that. Obviously, we'll discuss Caitlin Clark breaking the record for which she crapped the bed today because she just needed 9 points in the fourth quarter. Didn't score not 1 point for the first time in her career, and Iowa lost. See how we're getting sidetracked. We can easily get sidetracked on the All Sports Matters podcast, but today is not the day. And I apologize for that.
It's somebody that always be here, and he always talk about Iowa. He always want to talk about how Iowa doing stuff, and he ain't on here today.
We're just trying to prove to the nation and the 95 Sportsters on Vibe 95 every Sunday mornings that yes, we know our sports. So we just want to throw that out there. Is it a surprise? Speaking of throwing it all out there, is it a surprise, a shock that Damar Hamlin did not win the Comeback Player of the Year?
No.
Not at all. No. Not at all. Now, it was people on here because we was talking about this a few weeks ago, and we was trying to predict who would win these awards, and the majority of us said that it will be Joe Flacco because he came back from obscurity with the Jets and whatever else he was doing, and he led the Browns to almost being the number one seed in the AFC. Damar Hamlin, while his story is great, he beat death. Yes, praises up, but he didn't have an impact on the game
at all,
or the games that he actually played in, because he played in 3 or 4 games and had zero impact. So you can't be the comeback player of the year if you didn't really come back. Yeah, you came back to life and you played in a couple of games, but that was by necessity because most of the games was DNPs because they had people. So you played by necessity because other folks were out.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why in the world would the special teams coach put Damar Hamlin to run a fake punt in a playoff game when he hasn't played all year?
Element of surprise.
I guess, yeah, that's what I gotta go.
He ain't played all, he ain't played all year, so let's. I mean, ain't they not gonna be expecting it? But on the other hand, Damar Hamlin is not fast.
Not like that.
That was the game.
It was like what? I don't understand what's going on.
That was pretty much the game. That and Josh Allen throwing it on all 4 downs instead of dinking and dunking, and yeah. Either way, the MVP race was not close, but the Coach of the Year race was. Came down to Cleveland Browns coach. What's his name?
Kevin Stefanski.
Stefanski. Oh no, I was thinking Stidler.
Stefanski.
Stefanski, the Fonzie, and DeMeco Ryans. Where would you guys would have voted, and are you mad that the votes went that way?
I mean, you can't really be mad.
Yeah, I'm not mad either way. I honestly thought it was gonna be between them two. So
I thought DeMeco Ryans had locked it up, seeing as what he was able to do with that team after they had such a bad year last year, and what he was able to accomplish this year. I thought it would be them, but you can't really be mad about that.
And it's crazy that the offensive rookie and defensive rookie of the years both came from DeMeco Ryans, and he didn't win Coach of the Year. That's the part that I found real crazy. But
last year, the offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year came from the same team as well.
They came from the Jets, but the Jets was trash.
No, so I was just making an observation. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally different.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same, but kind of different because
right. Because they did a good job, but the team was still trash, so they couldn't. The coach definitely wouldn't be up for Coach of the Year. And in this case, the team was good and made it to the playoffs and made a little run, sort of. And that's why he was up for it. So, but yeah, the Browns made they kind of got a little swept a little bit, or swept.
I have more breaking news. I apologize for cutting you off, but Taylor Swift has arrived at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
Who keeps asking you about this? Who keeps calling these press conferences?
ESPN. It keeps popping on my phone. I just want to throw it out there.
Who's calling these press conferences? I need to know. Tell them to stop. We don't care.
Was there any awards a surprise to anybody? How the Browns dominated for the most part? How about them even dominating the defensive player of the year? Myles Garrett winning it over T.J. Watt. And
I wasn't
whoever
sure.
else.
It's so many people that's mad that T.J. Watt did not win defensive player of the year. And if you look at it purely from the numbers, yeah, okay. But you got to look at other stuff because Myles Garrett gets double teamed more than just about anybody in the league on defense, and he's still putting up big numbers. And that's what folks looked at. They didn't just look at, oh, he got these numbers, he got sacks, he got quarterback pressures, but you getting double teamed a lot less than some of these other folks. So that's why TJ Watt didn't get it. And who was it? Micah Parsons actually went on his show that comes on Bleacher Report. He told him straight up, he definitely should have got it because people mad about this, but he ain't doing it the same way that Myles Garrett is doing it. So y'all can be mad if you want to, but that's the way it is, and he did it. So good.
Right now, Micah Parsons is rubbing Dallas Cowboys fan base the wrong way. So as a Dallas Cowboys official hater, I'm legally registered to vote that way.
Nice. It's amazing.
I'll be happy if Micah Parsons goes anywhere else. And I was very upset when the Giants did not jump up in the draft to get him. They just decided to sit back and I think they drafted Kadarius Toney like 2 picks after him or something like that.
Kadarius. Will he get a Super Bowl ring though?
I could be wrong. I know. I don't know if it was that draft or not, but I know it's possible. I know he's not playing.
So he's not playing. So if the Chiefs win, Do they give him a Super Bowl ring? Because he's been very outspoken saying that, you know, they hating on him and he not hurt. They just not letting him play. Do he take a ring if they offer it to him if they win?
It is so bad.
I promise you he'll take a ring.
It's so bad that they didn't bring him to Vegas. Like everybody goes to Vegas. People accidentally go to Vegas.
The 49ers
reason Kadarius Toney didn't.
The 49ers flew their entire staff. Everybody who works for the organization, they flew the entire staff to Las Vegas for the game.
Well,
and Kadarius Toney ain't make it.
we got a few more minutes before we wrap this up and we go enjoy the festivities. That is the Super Bowl. We also have a new Hall of Fame class. The NFL has enshrined, or will enshrine anyway, Julius Peppers, Devin Hester, Dwight Freeney, Andre Johnson, Patrick Willis, Steve Mongo McMichael. Keep fighting, sir. ALS is not fun. And Randy Gradishar, which I don't know who that is, if I'm being honest.
He is the lead linebacker from the Orange Crush defense for the Denver Broncos. He's a monster.
Yep. He probably beat my ass at Tecmo Bowl growing up.
I'm quite sure. Yeah. He was the lead. He was the defensive leader for that team.
Our producer decided to play with some confetti and froze himself. That's it. That's equivalent to a butt fumble.
I just noticed that. I was like, "What is going on right now?"
But here's the thing though. It's not the people that made it that was a big deal. Fumble. It wasn't the people that made it that was a big deal. It was the people that was excluded that was a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
San Diego Chargers. Yes, I know it's LA, but it was San Diego Chargers tight end Antonio Gates. It was Jacksonville Jaguars first running back Fred Taylor.
Wow.
Two guys off the top of my head anyway that I know.
Defensive end Jared Allen.
Yeah, Minnesota Vikings. Yeah.
Rodney Harrison.
Rodney Harrison should be on there soon.
Torrey Holt.
I don't think Torrey is going to make it.
That's sad. Torrey Holt.
I don't think Torrey Holt is going to make it.
But
Reggie
you know what's crazy?
Didn't make it. Darren Woodson didn't make it.
Also, Donald Driver still is not in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Stat wise, you might want to look at his stats.
Donald Driver wasn't number one in his team. It was Sterling Sharp, and then Sterling Sharp in. I don't think he's in either.
Yeah, Sterling Sharp is not in.
Yeah, Sterling Sharp was the number one wide receiver.
Right.
Donald Driver was number two.
But remember, he only
Shannon Sharp in, but Sterling Sharp not.
Right.
Sterling Sharp played 7 or 8 years only because he got injured.
Right.
So after he left, though, Donald Driver was the guy for them. Donald Driver has over, I want to say, 13,000 receiving yards. I want to say he has numbers comparable, because I was looking it up earlier. He has numbers comparable to Lynn Swann. He has better numbers than Lynn Swann. He has better numbers than, I want to say it was somebody else. It was 3 wide receivers that are in the Hall of Fame. And his stats are literally light years better than theirs.
Donald Driver has 743 catches for 10,137 yards and 62 touchdowns.
He got some decent numbers, but it's always wide receivers.
The wide receiver is the hardest one.
Yeah, that's the hardest one.
Wide receiver is usually the hardest one to break through. That is true. I think the wide receivers that are in actually from the 70s and 80s, if they would have played during this time, they might not have made it.
They may not.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
They might not have made it. So we got newcomers that's eligible to play to join the Hall of Fame next year, like Eli Manning.
Is he a first ballot guy?
Yeah. Just because he beat Tom twice, they gonna put him in first ballot.
You think?
Just for that, right?
Just because he beat Tom twice, they gonna put him in first ballot.
I don't know, man. I don't see him as going in first ballot, but I definitely could be wrong.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying, but I'm looking at it the way they go look at it. Yeah. They say he beat the GOAT twice.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at Eli Manning as those 2 Super Bowls, right? But people don't really see. I always saw he was the Jameis Winston of his time outside of the Super Bowls. He led the league in passing and led the league in interceptions. It was like one of those you didn't know what you would get from Eli Manning. But that being said, the catch, right, was always the term the catch was given to Dwight Clark, 49ers, Joe Montana. That corner wasn't much of a corner. That today is made randomly, right? I'm not crapping on the catch. Don't look at me like that, JB. My question is, what is the best catch in the Super Bowl in your eyes?
Oh, so you talking about like the helmet catch and all that, whatnot?
Yes. I'm asking the people out there as well.
I say I don't know because they've had some memorable ones. That the helmet catch is a good one.
Y'all quiet now.
Well, I'm trying to.
Y'all wasn't expecting a question?
No, we're trying to think.
Did the producer not give us the questions beforehand?
Dallas Clark.
He did not.
Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark. Which one?
Not Dallas Clark.
No, that's what I was saying. The Clark catch was named
Dwight Clark.
The catch.
Dwight Clark. I'm sorry. Dwight Clark.
That's what the catch was named after. But let's be honest, that's a normal routine catch these days. Obviously, these players are uber talented. You know, yeah. I'm gonna throw one out there for y'all.
Oh,
Santonio Holmes touchdown catch in the corner to win the Super Bowl against Kurt Warner and the Cardinals.
I did like that. That was a nice little catch.
That was a good one.
That was a old good one.
I gotta think about that one. That's one of those topics you gotta think.
And you would think I would go with the helmet catch, David Tyree. No, I'm not. Right. I'm going with the corner, Santonio Holmes.
Now,
the helmet catch was gangster though. It was gangster.
The Julio catch on the sideline in that Super Bowl where the Falcons should have locked it down and won it.
I blame the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that Julio catch was.
I blame the Falcons offensive coordinator, and if he ever became a head coach, I'd be upset if I was a fan of that team. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. Oh, before you go on, before we move on from the Hall of Fame talk about next year's group, there's some names in there. It's hard to say that they should not be first ballot because you got Luke Kuechly, you got Marshall Yanda, you got Marshawn Lynch, you got T. Sizzle, you got Darren Sproles, you got Joe Staley, and you got Aqib Talib, as well as Demaryius Thomas, Posthumously, and
posthumously. There we go.
Thank you, Clay Matthews, Ryan
Khalil. I can't say Giannis. I don't understand.
But you can't. Yeah, I love when you say Giannis.
He can say Antetokounmpo.
But he can say Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
But who do you think will be first ballot?
Posthumously.
And we're not talking about Eli.
I don't think Sproles is a Hall of Famer. I don't think Sproles is a Hall of Famer.
Little ninja foots.
Yeah, I
don't see him.
I don't see him being a Hall of Famer. Kuechly is intriguing. His career just ended way too short. I like Kuechly. He had Hall of Fame numbers, but I don't think he's
injuries.
Yeah, I don't know if. But neither did Patrick Willis. If you think about it, Patrick Willis had a 6-year run where it was dominant linebacker. Like I said, he also retired early. That's what I'm trying to compare him to. So Patrick Willis got in. Why not Luke Kuechly? So
I think Kuechly will get in first ballot.
Right, and that's my comparison.
But Patrick Willis was not first ballot though.
No, and I don't think Luke Kuechly will be either.
Yeah, I think it took Patrick Willis like 4 years to get in.
Yeah, I don't.
Is it 4? I thought it was.
I think it was like
long enough.
Yeah, I think it was like 3.
These guys were dominant. You're looking at guys like Andrew Luck, who eventually will come up. And
yeah, he's going to come up soon as well.
You know, is he a Hall of Famer? Even though he only played so many years, you know what I'm saying? So those guys, I will not use the word quit. Retired early due to health. You know, and that's tough. Patrick Willis got in 4 years later. Guess what? Nobody's going to talk about a short career like Terrell Davis. He only had a short career. The guys, for the years they did play, they were Hall of Fame years. You know, that's what I was trying to get at.
If you was in the situation that Patrick Willis was in, right, when the team forced the head coach out, and then they promoted the defensive line coach over everybody else that was there to be the head coach. So all of the coaches that you got are quitting. Wouldn't you take that opportunity to go ahead and retire
or go somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
Now he had.
Is that not an option?
He still had like 4 years on his contract.
Trust me, they sign people 10-year contract and 2 years in and getting traded. I don't want to hear that. If you don't want to be somewhere, trust me, they'll find a way to move you. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing that he retired, obviously, but what I am saying is a smaller career like the Sterling Sharps.
Mm-hmm.
They take those into account where, yeah, it's a Hall of Fame career, but how long is it going to take you to get into the Hall of Fame? Chef mentioned Donald Driver, but I thought Sterling Sharp had a better career. So Sharp doesn't get in. Donald Driver don't stand a chance.
I still don't understand why Sharp not in there though.
I don't understand it. I've been saying I thought he should have been in.
Chef, you got something for us?
So the fact that we're talking about the Hall of Fame, a lot of schools have a lot of players in the Hall of Fame, but 2 schools are tied for number 1 with the most entries in the Hall of Fame, and it's only by a couple. I want to say by 2 entries. What 2 schools have the most entries in the Hall of Fame?
Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's 1. Ohio State is not. Ohio State is like, I want to say it was 8th or 9th.
USC.
They both are tied with 14.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And what team is literally on the cusp of catching up?
Alabama?
No. We're down. Alabama's down at like.
The only reason I thought about USC because when you said Lynn Swan earlier, I was like, "Oh, that's USC." So
probably Miami. I don't
think USC the whole time.
It's Miami.
Right, it's Miami. Yeah, I'm about to say it's not an SEC team at all.
No, it's Miami. Miami just with the 2 that just went in with Devin Hester and Andre the Great. They're sitting at 12. They have 12 entries in the Hall of Fame right now. So
I like it.
It's going to be interesting over the next few years. So, but yeah, that's my little tidbit, my little sports fact.
Well, I hope everybody enjoys their Super Bowl Sunday. I hope they enjoy the halftime show and under 10 viewings of Taylor Swift in over under 10, more than 10, under 10. Where we at with that?
It depends on if Jason is up there with his shirt off. Because if Jason up there with his shirt off, they go constantly be up there. So I'm gonna say 13.
Jason Kelce is a complete fool right now. He single-handedly stopped the Adele concert last night. So I want to throw that out there.
Do it. Jason Kelce is amazing, and he needs to go.
He's beloved.
Somebody need to put Jason Kelce in the booth right now because he's amazing.
No, he's being interviewed by ESPN. So
I love it.
ESPN. No, real quick. This is a fact. Adele says, "Welcome to all the people here for the Super Bowl." Jason Kelce yelled out, "Go Eagles!" So that happened. That happened in Vegas as a residency show. Just want to throw it out there. And today he showed up at the Super Bowl dressed like Zach Galifianakis. And
that man is amazing.
So just want to throw it out there. Fridays, we are back here on the All Sports Matters podcast. Sundays, All Sports Matters radio show on Bob 95, www.bob95station.com. Our producers, JB. Take us out.
Yeah, I know what we say. Some people like football, basketball, and baseball, while others like hockey, soccer, and NASCAR. But here, all sports matter.
Peace.